Do you find yourself managing your child's day-to-day activities? Does your child feel frustrated whenever you ask them about their grades or their upcoming assignments? Do you feel like you've tried so many things to help them with planning and starting assignments and tasks that nothing has stuck so far? If you've answered yes to all of these three questions, or most of them, then this video is for you. We'll go over common questions like, what is an executive function coach or an EF coach? What does a session look like? When should I expect to see results? How do I find an executive function coach that my child likes? And should my child work with an executive function coach? With that, let's dive right in. What is an executive function coach or an EF coach? You know how there are personal trainers who help people achieve their fitness goals, whether it's reaching a particular weight or building muscle? Well, an EF coach functions very similarly, and the key difference is that they help you with planning, starting, managing, and achieving your life goals, whether it's fitness, academic, personal, or career related. For K through 12 students, working with an executive function coach may look like receiving additional support to break down their big assignments into smaller, manageable tasks, minimizing their distractions, increasing their focus, creating morning and night routines, and overall planning more effectively. With most K through 12 students that we work with, we provide a lot of accountability, whether it's through text check-ins or email check-ins. For college students, working with an EF coach may help them with better prioritizing their day-to-day responsibilities, leveraging college resources so they better navigate where is what, and applying for internships, as well as studying earlier for a midterm or a final. In short, working with an EF or executive function coach is there to help you make progress in whatever life goal feels challenging. What does an executive function coaching session look like? Each session typically varies between 30 to 60 minutes. The frequency of it is based on your child's needs, whether they need to meet more or less. Typically, when a session starts, your child will bring a challenging task that they've been blocked on for a while. These tasks could be the one that is most time intensive for them, or they could be tasks that cause them a lot of anxiety and feelings of being overwhelmed. Once your child's EF coach learns about that, then they guide them in game planning, getting started, and recapping next steps before the session ends. For example, if your child identified a 5-paragraph English essay as the most challenging task for their week, then their EF coach will help them in breaking down that assignment or that project by asking questions like, what have you done so far? What part of your essay are you getting stuck on? Is it the thesis? Is it a topic sentence? Is it creating an outline? What else is needed for you to complete this assignment well? And what can we get started on today? Most of the time, students and adults feel overwhelmed with important tasks that they've procrastinated on or put aside for a while. And by working with an EF coach, you can count on them to support your child in getting started on that task, planning effectively on it, and holding them accountable to finishing. In the long run, your child will become more independent with maintaining systems that they co-create with their EF coach. And when they experience a challenging task, project, or assignment, then they will have the tools, the systems, and the habits to plan and effectively manage those difficult things to completion. When should I expect to see results? Honestly, by that first session with your child's executive function coach, you should start to see results. Ideally, they would have addressed a challenging task or a blocker for your child, and they would have supported them in starting that task and game planning next steps. However, if you want to see more long-term results, like your child being able to game plan better for their upcoming week or their current week, or ways to minimize their distractions effectively, as well as time blocking for high priority tasks, being able to break down big assignments into smaller pieces, and anything else that's revolving around organization, planning, task management, and so forth. From what we've seen, building these systems and turning them into habits with the students that we work with usually takes about 3 to 6 months. If you're not seeing any improvement, then it may be worth reflecting with your child if their executive function tutor is a good fit for them. This leads us to our next question of, how do I find a coach I like for my child? To find an EF coach that will be a good fit for your child, you can start to ask yourself questions like, what are the day-to-day executive function challenges that my child has? Do I want my child to work with an in-person or a virtual EF coach? What's my budget like? Do I prefer if their coach is a specific gender or role? How often do I want my child to meet with their EF coach? What results do I want to see within 3 to 6 months, if not a whole academic year? Once you have answers to these preliminary questions, then you can search on Google executive function coaches or executive function coaches near me. And I encourage you to find 3 to 5 companies that you can learn from by booking consultation calls. For most companies, including ours, we always provide a consultation call so we can better understand what are the needs of the students that we will work with, what are the goals and hopes that the parents and families have for them, so that we can really know if we're a good fit. Once you're in this consultation call, some questions you can ask them are, what do you do in your sessions? How long is each of your session? And what are some success stories that you have with the families that you work with? And I think also going deeper into challenges will be useful. So you can tell them that my child's challenges are X, Y, and Z. What's your approach in helping students with similar challenges? And what are your rates like? After doing these consultation calls, you probably are wondering, should my child work with an executive function coach? Once you do your research phase above and you find someone who will be a great coach for your child and it fits your budget, then why not give it a try? Think of it this way. Working with an executive function coach is an investment for you and for your child. By delegating these executive function tasks for someone else to coach your child, then it will it will give you some more room to be more of a parent to them and be less of a project manager. And in return, ideally, the home life is better. Your child has better systems to plan and prioritize better, minimize distractions, get more tasks done, and overall have the habits that they can fall back on when times get hard. At the end of the day, answering this question of should my child work with an executive function coach falls back with your priorities. If you haven't tried it yet and you have found someone who will be great for your child and it works with your budget, then why not? Why not give it a try? If you'd like to learn if your child should work with an executive function coach, drop a comment below or email learn@efcoachtutors.com. I would love to hear what you think about this video, what your common concerns or questions that I haven't answered, and we'll see if working with an executive function coach is a good fit for your child. Thanks so much for watching and see you in the next video.